So we're back. Can I adjust this? So we are back. And today is the 21st. We're supposed to be getting a snowstorm sometime this week. And I don't care either way this year because this year I am garaged and whatever happens, happens. It is what it is. Like, I cannot even be upset about it. I know at one point in my life I said I need a garage and I have one now. Is it a private one? No. So next time I guess I will be more specific in my asks from the universe and myself and all of that good stuff. Now it's probably too high. There we go. But yeah, so I'm garaged. It is what it is. I don't have to clear a space. I don't have to fight people over spaces that I've cleared. I don't have to cuss out the block. But usually in the city, once you dig yourself out, people already know. Until that shit melt, that's your motherfucking spot. But I'm talking about when I lived in Baltimore City. And the same when we were in Upper Marlboro because we had driveways, but there was also parking spaces that your extra cars parked in. And once we cleaned that out, that was ours. So there's that. I i am a little disappointed in somebody that I was kind of sort of dealing with, but better now in January than year long. And I really thought this person was gonna come through with doing something for me that I really wanted to do because they said they would. So I asked, they said yes, then they ignored me. I was like, oh. So I even sent something to them as a reminder because I know they are sometimes scatterbrained. And they was like, send it to me again. So I sent it again and nothing, like silence like this. So to say that I'm very surprised that this person did not come through. But again, thankful for it to be happening in January versus feelings, getting involved, and really giving a fuck, right? Because what I said in another episode, and I'm not going to repeat the same shit, your word is your bond. Like, so these little things that y'all are getting every day is really my true, raw feelings of what the fuck is going on. Now, there's this pile of shit right here that I haven't put away yet from cleaning and moving stuff around. But I did want to share something with you that's been right here the entire time. When Boosie first came home from jail, I went to go see him at Echo Stage, and I took this piece of paper, being a little stereotypical bitch that I am, this Popeyes bag, and I had Boosie sign it, and it says, "Hello, hello, beautiful," and then it's signed by Boosie. Hold on, let me see. Can y'all see that? So I have Boosie's autograph, but no, when Boosie, I will say this: he's very much a homophobe. We're not gonna discredit his wild antics. Um, Not the best public parent, okay? But when he was in jail, he was doing some great stuff, and I think that's where he likes to be. I think that's where Boosie likes to be. He talks about homosexuality so much that it just gives you an inkling that he likes dick as much as I like dick. And it's just crazy. And I understand the stigmatism around being a rapper, being from Louisiana, being who he is, but also the amount of kids leans into that theory as well. Often when you see a man be a womanizer, often when you see a man have a whole bunch of kids by a whole bunch of women, they're trying to cover something up. They're not a good person. They don't necessarily like women. They might like sex with women. They don't like women, so they have these children, and the relationship doesn't work because they don't like women as a partner. And there's something wrong with that because they produce so many broken homes. Now, with that being said, I think I have to say allegedly. So if this comes up anywhere, I don't get sued. But who am I? I'm just gonna say allegedly. These are just my thoughts, just simply because that's the history of men that have done the same things, right? When people have a passion of hate for a particular group, it's like, what's up with you? Why can't people just live their lives? Speaking of people just living their lives, this is uncomfortable to me today for some reason. Speaking of people just living their lives, I was on TikTok debating someone. I wasn't arguing. And what wound up happening was I told people I don't like the phrase doing life in order. You should have done life in order, the right way. Because, bitch, what the fuck is the right way? So basically, this girl was talking about how she got a new job, and this lady was asking her, did she have any kids? She said no. She said, are you married? She said no. So the girl said, well, do you have any kids? She said, yes, I have 2. So the girl says, well, are you married? She goes, actually, yes, I am married. We don't have any kids. And so she goes to the lady, good luck with that. So she's like, well, are you married? She was like, no. So she was like, I don't like telling people my business, because why would you throw that shade on my marriage? Do y'all see my waist? Why would you throw that shade on my marriage? And someone in the comments was like, you should have thrown back, well, had you done life the right way or in the right order, you wouldn't be in the situation that you're in. Now, while I understand that's trying to be shady, what is the fucking right order? So I go on a post and I'm like, do you know how many? I coined this term on Twitter. That's why I really want my OG Twitter back, because there's a lot that I brought to the community and wasn't recognized for because I was a smaller creator. And so married single mother was a term that I specifically coined probably in 2000, early 12, 13, because I lived that shit. I lived with women who were married but who were single mothers as a child, recognizing that as a minor. I'll say minor because you don't really recognize that as a child. You don't start recognizing the patterns and wild shit until you're like 15, 16, 17. So I'll say as a minor, the wild shit that men do and what women accept. And I think really being in those situations is what radicalized me more than anything else, that if I'm in a relationship, I'm still going to do me. I'm still going to maintain who Bella is, who Bells is, whatever you call me, right? I'm still going to have my individuality as a human outside of this relationship, outside of whatever title you want to give me, right? Outside of being in the corporate world, I am still me. Outside of being a mother, I am still me. And that's one of the things I try to drive to people. You are still you. Yes, you have this title, but don't lose yourself in that title. We are all growing every day. And really, that's kind of all I want to say on that. We're growing every day. I'm growing right now. I am learning a lot about myself. I am learning a lot about other people. I am learning who really has the drive and the gall and the want and desire to have certain things in the same way that I do. And it's taken a lot out of me and a lot out of friendships that I've had to end, friendships that I put on ice, friendships that I wouldn't say I back burner, put on ice. The way people show up for you. How many birthdays have I had that I invited you to? Not the ones that I didn't invite you to, because all my events are not for everybody. Everybody doesn't necessarily have the personality for certain things that I do, right? So how many birthdays that I've had that you, okay. How many ways have I tried to help you do something that you said that you wanted to do and you didn't do it? I'm the friend. I'm gonna be there and I'm gonna support you, but I can't support you if you don't support yourself. And